I said to my wife, when I finish rugby, I'll find something to give me a lot of time to spend around the family. And yeah, I came across Jim's group, and particularly Jim's Mowing, and did a lot of research on it, and it was just a perfect fit for me.
So today joining me is Nemani Nadolo, and you might recognise Nemani if you're a rugby fan. But I was quite surprised when you started following Jim's group on Instagram. Who's this blue tick? I looked and going, gee whiz, we've got this rugby superstar here. And obviously we're in Victoria, so it's an AFL sort of country, but people who follow rugby will know who you are. It's a pleasure to have you here, mate. You've been a breath of fresh air all week. All the staff have been saying that you're a lovely man. And yeah, so obviously you're down here to do a new Jim's Group franchise. So what was it about Jim's and Jim's Mowing in particular that brought you here?
Well, just the lifestyle around having your own franchise. I think the most important thing for me, coming from a sporting background to life after rugby, it can be challenging for a lot of athletes, including myself, and I wanted more time around my family. The biggest thing, when you are involved in a professional sport, you can be on the road at times for weeks on end. So I said to my wife, when I finish rugby, I'll find something to give me a lot of time to spend around the family, and sort of did the opposite when I retired. I was fortunate enough, I did get a job though. I was doing HR for a truck company, who were a very successful trucking company, and the wage was good and everything was good in that sense, but it just wasn't for me. And I'm thankful to that company, they gave me that job. But in saying that, I spent a lot of time away from the family, and I've got a little wee fella now, and spending 50, 60 hours away from the house was sort of similar to what I was doing playing rugby. And I came across Jim's group, and particularly Jim's Mowing, and did a lot of research on it, and it was just a perfect fit for me, especially in I still want to be involved in the game with coaching and a bit of media on the side, and this was just a perfect fit.
Yeah, because you're still doing your presenting for Stan Sports as well, which is fantastic.
Yeah, 100%. So I'm doing a bit of freelancing now, media with a bit of them, but also with the Sky Sports in Fiji as well. So for me, it was sort of going to be hard doing it while I was working in an office, and something like Jim's Mowing, or this having my own franchise, was probably the most important part of why I did it, was spending time around the family and having those flexible hours where I can be able to do other things. So it was a no-brainer, but in saying that, I did my research and spent a lot of hours watching yourself and a few other guys on YouTube and listening to their stories, and that's what got over the line, I think, doing my research.